Well, g'day there guys, Mr. Oz Adventure once more, coming to you from the beautiful Surfers Paradise today, where I'm going to show you around the Surfers Paradise street circuit. So this was my first vlog I did this video, and I'm recreating it today because the quality was absolutely crap on that first one. The sound was bad because I didn't know what I was doing. I just went out and did the video without testing it. So you can see I'm on the main straight now. I'm on the grid. You can see all the lines on the road from where the cars line up. So when I did this video last year, I did it a week before the event. This time I'm doing it a couple of days afterwards. They only just opened up the road again last night to traffic. So this is a normal road when there's no racing car track here. You see all the burnouts and everything on the road here. This track started out life in 1991. I'm going this way, I think. It started out in 1991 as an IndyCar racing track. Oh, I can't get through there yet by the look of it. Ah, bugger. They've got the circuit blocked off a little bit still. So yeah, the circuit opened up in 1991 as somewhere to host an international round of the IndyCar Championship, which is an American Open Wheeled Series, so the Champ Car Series. That went really well right through the 90s and the early 2000s. Numbers dropped off a little bit towards the end. It finished up in 2008. That was the last event that they did. You can just see the chicanes through here and all the black marks. Makes you want to go around the chicanes and not stick to the white lines on the road, because you can see the chicanes and all the black lines are where the cars have been more than the road itself. With the global financial crisis in 2008, the series ran out of money and they basically went broke and pulled the pin from doing this series in Australia. So the A1 League open wheeled cars from Europe decided to step in and take their place. And that was all well and good until they in turn had their own financial difficulties. Only a week out from the race, they pulled out. They couldn't get the cars here. There was a bit of drama leading up to it, obviously, and it was in the press, and there's it's not going to happen, it will happen, it's not going to happen. Anyway, it just didn't happen. They couldn't get the cars out of Europe to bring them to Australia. They just didn't have the money to do it or whatever. And so the V8 supercars that's an Australian touring car series. They were always on the bill as a support series. So at the very last minute, they stepped up to take over a few more laps. So they went from being just a couple of little short races to being on the main event, the main bill. That worked sort of well the first year in 2009, but from 2010 onwards, they decided to have it as a 600 kilometre race. So the old IndyCar races were 300 miles. So now the V8 supercars have a 600 kilometre event, but it's split up into two 300 kilometre races. So they'll do 300 kilometres on the Saturday, 300 kilometres on the Sunday. Plus they have all their qualifying and practices on the Friday and everything beforehand. So it's always full of action. There's always lots of crashes and bings and biffos, and because this circuit is so tight and the speeds are incredible. So I'm going to throw a link up at the end of this video to a V8 supercar race from here last year. Just a short little 2-minute highlight package, so you can check that out, see what it's all about. So yeah, I'm back on the main straight again, and I'm going to try and go around a different way this time. They've got part of the track blocked off, so I can't show you that little bit. So I'm going to leave the track here for a little bit, and I'll come back around and see if I can pick it up a little bit further on. So that was where I went down there before. The original track was 4.47 kilometres long. The V8 started running the full track when they took over the event, but in 2011 they shortened it, so it's now 2.7 kilometres long, I think. 2.9 maybe, something like that. So this is where the original track went when it was in its IndyCar days. It used to come down here. all the way into Surfers Paradise, you know, right up to the buildings. Then you'd come down this short little straight here and then hang a left here right at the beach and follow the beach along. So there used to be stands all the way along here, and this was a massively long straight along here. The Indy cars used to hook along here and get up to massive speeds. So that's that short little section of track. I just couldn't come on there. See all the black marks on the roads through here, they're just everywhere. So that was where I came out there before the first time. Oh, I just want to go through around these chicanes. Oh, that'd be fun. Wish I could have come through here yesterday when the chicanes were still in place. They're getting rid of all the tyre barriers now, taking all them away. Bit by bit, they're dismantling it. It takes them months and months to put this track up. They start in about August, I think. So I'll leave the track now and I'll just go for a bit of a cruise up here. So if you're interested in car racing, I highly recommend coming along to this event, because although I've never actually been to it, funnily enough, I never went to the Indy. It's just one of those things you sort of take for granted. It's like, oh yeah, it's, you know, local event, blah blah blah, you know, I'll go next year. But yeah, next year it sort of never happens. So it's always held in October, this event, and it's a big 3 weeks of motorsport in Australia. Because the V8 supercars have their biggest race of the year 2 weeks before they come here, which is the Bathurst 1000, which is an iconic race. And they've been holding that race since the 1950s. I did a lap around that on my bike, and I'll show you the link to that right here. You can go that and see me riding around that track earlier this year. So then the weekend after the Bathurst race is the MotoGP at Phillip Island in Victoria. So I hope you enjoyed my little video of the Gold Coast 600 and the Surfers Paradise Street Circuit, and I hope you can make it here for the event one year. If you do, send me an email. I'll come along with you. Take it easy, ride safe, and as always, stay upright. Enjoy. Stay up.